On a quiet evening in Atlanta, a young waitress named Layla Daniels shuffled between the tables of the bustling diner where she worked. Layla had been at the job for nearly a year, and while it wasn't her dream, it paid the bills and allowed her to chase her passion for singing during her free time. The diner, a no-frills establishment frequented by locals and the occasional celebrity, was her second home. She loved the camaraderie among the staff and her regulars, who often tipped her generously. But one night, a series of unexpected events would change her life forever. Before we start, smash the like and subscribe buttons for more updates. That evening, the diner was buzzing with energy, more than usual. Word had spread that Shaquille O'Neal, the larger-than-life basketball legend turned media personality, had been spotted in the area. When he walked into the diner, heads turned, and the chatter reached a crescendo. Layla, who was used to keeping her cool, felt a thrill of excitement but quickly reminded herself to remain professional. After all, celebrities came and went. It was part of the job. Layla was assigned to Shaq's table, and she greeted him with her usual warmth. He smiled back, his charisma lighting up the room. Shaq ordered a simple meal, something modest that contrasted with his towering presence. Throughout his time at the diner, he chatted with Layla in between bites, asking her questions about her life, her dreams, and her experiences working at the diner. It was rare for a celebrity to show such genuine interest in the staff, and Layla couldn't help but open up. She shared stories about her love for music and her dreams of one day making it big. As Shaq was finishing his meal, a young boy entered the diner with his mother. The boy, wide-eyed and nervous, clutched a basketball in his tiny hands. He clearly idolized Shaq, but hesitated to approach him. Layla noticed the boy's hesitation and took it upon herself to bridge the gap. She gently nudged the boy forward, encouraging him to ask for an autograph. Shaq, as kind as he was famous, welcomed the boy warmly. He signed the basketball, posed for a quick photo, and even gave the boy a high five. The boy's face lit up with joy, and his mother expressed heartfelt gratitude. Layla watched the interaction unfold, her heart swelling with happiness. Moments like these reminded her why she loved working at the diner. It wasn't just a job, it was a place where real human connections were made. After Shaq paid his bill and tipped generously, he prepared to leave. Layla thought her night had reached its high point, but little did she know, it was just the beginning. The next morning, Layla was called into her manager's office. Her manager, a stern woman named Carla, wore a disapproving expression. Layla's heart sank as Carla informed her that her actions the previous night were inappropriate. According to Carla, Layla had overstepped her boundaries by encouraging the young boy to approach Shaq. "We can't have staff acting unprofessionally around high-profile customers," Carla said, her tone cold and detached. Before Layla could protest, Carla handed her a termination letter. Shocked and devastated, Layla left the diner that had been her second home. Her co-workers expressed their disbelief and sympathy, but their words did little to ease the sting of what had just happened. Layla couldn't understand why her genuine kindness had been met with such harsh punishment. She spent the rest of the day in a daze, questioning her actions and replaying the events in her mind. As word spread about Layla's firing, the story caught the attention of a few locals who had been at the diner that night. Someone who had witnessed the entire interaction posted about it on social media, sharing how Layla had gone out of her way to make a child's dream come true. The post quickly gained traction, with people expressing outrage over her dismissal. Among those who saw the post was Shaq himself. The next day, as Layla sat in her small apartment trying to figure out her next move, she received a call from an unknown number. Reluctantly, she answered. The deep, unmistakable voice on the other end of the line sent a jolt through her. It was Shaq. "Layla," he said warmly, "I just heard what happened at the diner, and I want you to know that it wasn't right. What you did was amazing, and I want to help." Layla was stunned. She barely managed to stammer a response, her emotions a whirlwind of disbelief and gratitude. Shaq went on to explain that he had been deeply moved by her kindness and wanted to make things right. He invited her to meet him later that day, promising it would be worth her while. When Layla arrived at the location Shaq had specified, she found herself at a sleek recording studio in downtown Atlanta. Shaq greeted her with his signature smile and explained why he had brought her there. "You told me you love music, and I want to help you chase that dream," he said. He introduced her to a renowned producer who had worked with some of the biggest names in the industry. Shaq had already shared Layla's story with the producer, who was eager to hear her sing. Nervously, Layla stepped into the recording booth. She sang a soulful rendition of one of her favorite songs, her voice rich with emotion and raw talent. When she finished, the producer was visibly impressed. "You've got something special," he said. "We're going to make this work." What followed was a whirlwind of events that Layla could hardly believe. Shaq used his connections and resources to help her launch her music career. He not only funded her first EP, but also introduced her to industry professionals who could guide her along the way. Layla's story, which had started as a tale of injustice, became a story of hope and opportunity. As news of Layla's firing and subsequent breakthrough spread, the diner faced a wave of backlash. Customers boycotted the establishment, and Carla, the manager, found herself in the hot seat. Layla, however, chose to take the high road. She issued a statement thanking everyone for their support and focusing on the positive changes in her life. She made it clear that she held no ill will toward the diner, emphasizing that her journey was about resilience and kindness triumphing over adversity. Months later, Layla's debut EP was released to critical acclaim. Her soulful voice and heartfelt lyrics resonated with listeners, earning her a dedicated fan base. She often credited Shaq for giving her the opportunity, but never downplayed the hard work and passion that had brought her to that moment. Layla's life had transformed in ways she could never have imagined. She had gone from a struggling waitress to a rising star in the music industry, all because of one moment of kindness that had set off a chain reaction. The shock of losing her job had been replaced by the shock of discovering just how much her actions mattered. It was a reminder that even in the darkest moments, a single act of goodness could light the way to a brighter future. Through it all, Layla remained grounded. She continued to give back to her community, often visiting diners and sharing her story to inspire others. And every time she performed, she carried with her the memory of that fateful night at the diner, a night that proved the power of kindness, the value of human connection, and the life-changing impact of staying true to oneself. Layla's rise in the music industry was as swift as it was surreal. Every new day brought opportunities that were both exhilarating and humbling. In the months following her unexpected firing, she threw herself wholeheartedly into her music, determined to honor the faith Shaq and others had placed in her. But her journey was not without its challenges. As the buzz surrounding her initial breakthrough began to fade, Layla found herself confronting the harsh realities of the music business. While talent and passion had opened the first door, it was clear that sustaining a career in such a competitive field would require more than just her voice. She needed to build a brand, network strategically, and understand the business side of the industry. Shaq, ever the mentor, encouraged her to think like an entrepreneur and provided her with resources to take courses in music production and marketing. Layla's determination to succeed was evident in every step she took. She started attending industry events, collaborating with up-and-coming artists, and working tirelessly in the studio. She learned to write her own songs, channeling her experiences into lyrics that resonated deeply with listeners. Songs about resilience, finding one's purpose, and the transformative power of kindness became the core of her music, giving her a unique identity in the crowded music scene. One particularly memorable moment came when Layla was invited to perform at a charity gala hosted by none other than Shaq himself. The event was aimed at raising funds for underprivileged youth, a cause close to both their hearts. When Layla stepped onto the stage, she felt a surge of emotions. The crowd included some of the biggest names in sports, entertainment, and philanthropy, but Layla wasn't intimidated. Instead, she saw it as an opportunity to share her story and inspire others. Her performance that night was nothing short of magical. She sang with a rawness and authenticity that left the audience spellbound. By the time she finished, the room erupted in applause, and several attendees approached her afterward to express their admiration. Among them was a prominent record executive who offered her a recording deal on the spot. Layla, mindful of the lessons she'd learned about the industry, promised to review the contract carefully before making a decision. The months that followed were a whirlwind of activity. Layla signed with the record label and began working on her first full-length album. The process was both exhilarating and grueling. She spent long hours in the studio, often pushing herself to the limits to perfect every note and lyric. The album, titled From the Ashes, was a deeply personal project that chronicled her journey from hardship to hope. Each song was a testament to her growth, resilience, and the power of believing in oneself. When the album was finally released, it received widespread acclaim. Critics praised Layla's ability to blend soulful melodies with poignant storytelling, and fans connected with her authenticity. The album's lead single, Rise Again, became an anthem for anyone who had ever faced adversity, and its music video, which depicted Layla revisiting the diner where her story began, went viral. The video ended with Layla extending a hand to a waitress in the diner, symbolizing the cycle of kindness that had brought her to where she was. As her career flourished, Layla made it a point to remain connected to her roots. She regularly visited her old neighborhood, mentoring young artists and speaking at schools about the importance of perseverance and staying true to one's dreams. She also partnered with Shaq to create a foundation that provided scholarships and resources for aspiring musicians from underserved communities. The foundation, aptly named Bridges of Kindness, quickly gained national attention and became a beacon of hope for countless young people. But amidst the success and accolades, Layla never forgot the lessons she had learned along the way. She understood that fame was fleeting and that her true impact would be measured by the lives she touched. One of the most significant moments of her journey came when she was invited to appear on a talk show to share her story. Sitting across from the host, Layla recounted her experiences with humility and grace, emphasizing the role that kindness and community had played in her transformation. The episode resonated deeply with viewers, sparking a movement on social media where people shared their own stories of kindness and resilience, using the hashtag #BeLikeLayla. The hashtag quickly went viral, inspiring acts of generosity and compassion across the globe. Layla was deeply moved by the outpouring of support and felt a renewed sense of purpose in her mission to make the world a better place through her music and advocacy. Despite her busy schedule, Layla found time to nurture her own personal growth. She took up yoga and meditation, practices that helped her stay grounded amidst the chaos of her newfound fame. She also rekindled her love for painting, an old hobby that provided her with a creative outlet beyond music. Her artwork, much like her songs, was deeply expressive and often featured themes of hope and transformation. In time, she began hosting small art exhibitions, with proceeds going to her foundation. One day, while browsing through fan mail, Layla came across a letter that stopped her in her tracks. It was from a young girl named Amara, who had been inspired by Layla's story to pursue her own passion for singing. In the letter, Amara described how she had faced bullying at school and had struggled with self-doubt, but listening to Layla's music had given her the courage to keep going. Touched by the letter, Layla decided to surprise Amara with a personal visit. The meeting was an emotional one. Amara's eyes lit up when she saw Layla at her doorstep, and the two spent hours talking, singing, and sharing stories. Layla gifted Amara a signed copy of her album and invited her to perform together at an upcoming concert. The experience left a lasting impression on both of them, reminding Layla of the profound impact her music could have on others. As Layla's career continued to soar, she received numerous accolades, including a Grammy nomination for Best New Artist. While the nomination was a significant milestone, Layla viewed it as just one part of her larger journey. She remained focused on using her platform to create meaningful change, whether through her music, her foundation, or her everyday interactions with fans and strangers alike. One evening, while reflecting on her journey, Layla received an unexpected phone call. It was from Carla, the manager who had fired her from the diner. Carla, sounding nervous and contrite, apologized for her actions and explained that she had been under immense pressure from the diner's owners to maintain strict policies. She admitted that firing Layla had been a mistake and expressed her admiration for how Layla had turned a negative experience into something so positive. Layla listened patiently and, true to her nature, responded with grace. She thanked Carla for her apology and shared how the experience had been a turning point in her life. The conversation ended on a hopeful note, with both women acknowledging the power of forgiveness and growth. As years passed, Layla's influence only grew. She released several more albums, each one more successful than the last, and her foundation expanded its reach, helping thousands of young artists achieve their dreams. Despite her busy life, Layla remained as humble and grounded as ever, a testament to her unwavering belief in the power of kindness and authenticity. Her story became the subject of a documentary, A Voice of Hope, which chronicled her journey from a struggling waitress to a global sensation. The film captured not only her professional achievements, but also the quieter moments of her life, the hours spent mentoring young artists, the joy of reconnecting with her family, and the deep gratitude she felt for the opportunities she had been given. If you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, leave your comments below and tell us, what are your thoughts on the waitress helping Shaq despite losing her job? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.